All right, here we are with I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, a Chuubo's Marvelous Wish-Granting Engine Fable. I am Devin, the host, and with me here today we have...
Peter as Digitrade, a.k.a. Digi.
Natalie as Trigonometry, a.k.a. Trig.
Excellent. Listeners, you've listened to the intro, which has set up the basic premise of the game and gone over some of the key details. So we'll dive right into the first scene, the first scene of the chapter we're in. It is the first year of the call of the stratospheric landing and founding the colony. We are in quiet, year one, first week. A lot of things have happened in this first week since you've landed and set foot on a world for the first time in your small, short lives. The ship was all but totaled in the crash. Its bulkheads and form have been retrofitted into a colony headquarters. The engineering section was completely separated from the vessel and parked over there, and the reactors and stuff thankfully survived. Not so much for the cargo hold holding all the soil and gardening supplies. I guess they'd call those hydroponic, not gardening. This isn't a Lowe's. But... it doesn't seem like the adults are too concerned about it. They certainly don't talk about it when you're around, for sure.
Thanks, Saul, for not fixing this.
Little bastard. So, if we want to talk about that, bumps and bruises along the way. Everyone survived. I don't think anyone dies in the landing of the stratospheric miraculously. But, the head of the, hydroponics division's kid, she's, in a coma right now, so she'll probably live.
Yeah.
Dr. Instance is working on her. We got a biobed still working. They're probably fine. Yeah. As the 15-year-old demographic, there is you two other characters that are in this game. That buddy Kombucha, that's Auntie Seaton's kid. I think has her eldest.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is 15 here? Corgan Zet, who we introduced in the intro, so we already know about those two.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't remember who else is 15 in the colony at this point in year one.
I think that would be it. Was it Expedition Gal? Isn't she next?
Utopia? No, she hasn't worked. She's 20.
Okay.
Yeah, she is an age where it is inappropriate for her to date anyone above her or younger than her in the colony.
Ooh.
Tough pickings.
Yeah, it's rough. She's got to wait 10, 15 years before people don't go, that's a little weird. Yeah, that's what she's got to look forward to. So, as you're part of a demographic that at least has friends, you all kind of hang out together because the 10-year-olds are small little babies, and Utopia has no time for you people, and everyone above her is in their mid-20s to 30s, and they have no time for you also. The scene opens in the mech bay, which is, an outdoor part of engineering that they've kind of set up along the wall. It's impromptu. It's probably going to be disassembled once things are a little more along the way. The wall is something we should bring up as it is being constructed out of stone and metal, and, they're just being prepared about it. It's probably for the best to have a wall. That's just how cities are built. You all learned this in school. It's normal. The mech bay itself is the skeleton of a facility. It's struts, corrugated roofing and stuff, pickups and power outlets. And people are hauling out the chariots from storage that survived the landing, which are just, disassembled trucks and rovers that are used for transporting colonists. Those are being put together. There's a lot of work that has to go into this. The engines have to put in, the frame has to be replicated. They didn't come with frames pre-replicated. They have to put them through the matter processor.
Yeah.
They have feed blocks specifically for this set up ahead of time. Making sure that the terrain can be driven in the wheels with the material they're made of so they don't melt. Because, fun fact, apparently some of the snow is bromolide, mildly acidic. Weird, right? That might have consequences for some of the, petroleum-based materials that you all use for your vehicles. So the mech bay is loud. They're putting chariots together, and you two, along with Corgan Zet and Com, are being walked on through to a part of the mech bay that has a few less people working on it by Utopia. Utopia is the second in command of the Expeditions Division. She works under Tonin. He has a kid, actually. He has a daughter, and just recently lost his wife, I think, on the ship. So he's the navigator. People give him kind of not a wide berth. They're friendly with him, but feel bad for him. Him and his daughter. That's sad.
Yeah.
So Utopia kind of treats him like a father figure, basically, or like a big uncle. Everyone kind of does, like with Annie seemed. Just a big, kind of nervous uncle who doesn't really seem like he's appropriate for expeditions. But why would they put him in there if he wouldn't do a good job of it? That doesn't make sense. So, from what you can divine from the cryptography that is Utopia's accent, this part of the mech bay is not for chariots. They actually had one or two DSV chassis that they were going to use in case there was like oceans and stuff here. Mm-hmm. And northwest, southeast, not really a lot of opportunity to use DSVs. Like, yeah, there's a swamp they've recently found on radar and sent out some drones to, but it is not the type of swamp that you will be diving into.
Yeah.
So they're scrapping the DSV kits that they have, putting the parts they need over into the Chariots project, but putting enough of it together to build what they're calling a ride pod. It's going to be a small, little, multi-person ATV fit for your little, tiny, fragile 15-year-old bodies. So you can kind of ATV around as a group. The outskirts of the colony, where you're not allowed to go further, just gathering things. Getting a lay of the land. You know, they have drones doing mapping, but they need, like, human hands-on, like, you know, hey, what is this? What does this look like? What's a good landmark? We're not going to have GPS forever, and the satellites in orbit aren't even fully deployed yet. They were launched successfully, but it's going to take some time for them to get into synchronicity and for the uplinks to go. So, little blind right now. Probably a couple weeks before that's up. So she shows you the ride pod. It's been put together. You know, they got some of the engineers just working on it, kind of just screwing it together and stuff, putting all the pieces in. All right. Any questions?
When do we start?
Well, whenever you're ready, whenever it's done. It's pretty much done now, but Kombucha will be taking you all out. He'll be leader. Listen to him. He's the adult here, even though he's your age. Khan's just like smiling, soccer ball under his arm. Sports ball. You hear screeching as Korg and Zet come on in. And by Korg and Zet coming on in as a group, I mean Korg is lumbering over like the ogre he is with Zet on his back like Master Blaster. What are you talking about? We can't use this. This is garbage. It's not going to work. It can't work. Tobia's holding her head a bit. What's the problem now, Zet? Korg can't ride in it. Look what happens when he gets in. Korg, looking at him, shuffles over, puts a foot onto the ride pod and starts to get in and starts making alarm sounds that like the weight and the struts can't take the pressure. See, how are you supposed to go anywhere? Oh, we have to walk everywhere and you all get to ride around in a chariot? Discrimination. You brought it from Earth. She looks at you, going away, teammate here. Just sit here for a moment.
So Trig is immediately been watching them put together this ride pod.
Yeah.
And
they're not using their best materials, not because they don't respect you, but because this is supposed to be a temporary vehicle. They're a scrap leader.
Yeah, no, 100%. With the alarms and everything else going off, finally snapping Trig's attention back to the present, Trig is already firing off a list of things she thinks she can do to the ride pod to try and make it more stable for Zet.
Korg. As Utopia points out. Zet, you've never walked a day in your life not on Korg's back. Korg, have you ever been tired from walking? Definitely. Looking at you two, looking at Utopia, looking up at Zet. Not. Fine. Don't touch the ride pod, don't modify it, don't do stuff to it. We need it to be the same so we know how to fix it and quickly prepare them and swap out parts later. Korg doesn't get tired like you kids do. Zet doesn't. Don't listen to Zet. Listen to Kombucha. Kombucha will lead you right. See? I can't be a leader. I'm being blocked from the top. It is a glass ceiling. Well, I'm glad I get to leave, so good luck. And she just walks.
Yeah.
Just walks. Korg and Zet are an interesting pair in the colony. A lot of fun stories about them in the creche. A lot of fun stories. The world is yours. Well, Kombucha is balancing a sports ball on his head. Zet are talking to each other in low voices, one of them clearly yelling at the other in a low voice. The world is yours.
I guess did you grab some, like, a bag of tools, not the understanding that you probably won't need a wrench in the wilderness, but whatever, let's pack that up anyway. And like, okay, are we ready?
What do you got there? Come on. Hey, what do you got there, sport?
Tools.
Hey, that's a smart idea. Good job.
Thumbs up.
Doing anything?
Oh, I have been stealing every single moment that had not been supervised to try and look at the ride pod and stick my fingers in and see what everything does.
Oh, they've left it for you. Yeah, the other engineers have walked. Like they're doing. They got to work on the chariots. Yeah. Chariots are kind of important here. Yeah, lifeblood kind of deal. So yeah, if you want to fuck around with the chariot, cuss around with the chariot, you can do it at your leisure. I'm almost certain they didn't say fuck in Exocolonist.
All right. So Trig absolutely cannot help herself. She has been left unsupervised with something neat. And so at this point, the first thing that she is doing is trying to disassemble the control panel to see how it's wired up.
So funnily enough, with the ride pod, you're going through, taking a look at it. It's all analog. There's actually very little digital computer technology they've put into it. It looks like they literally used chariot analog parts for a vehicle and just put it into a smaller version for you guys. Way less failure points, not reliant on really any like GPS mapping or anything. It's an ATV, classic, sturdy, super fixable. Not a lot to write home about. Standard power sources that you use on the stratospheric.
Oh, well, that's brilliant, because if it is a power source and an engine meant for a full-sized tractor,
it's not a tractor or a chariot engine. It looks like these DSV engines were built for deep sea propeller spinning and stuff. So it's not meant to deal with the torque that ground would, but it's strong enough, and you're all light enough, and the materials made over light enough, and the gravity here is different enough that it'll do for now before they just scrap it for bits.
Or if we get some better suspension, we could put the cork on this.
We geared it down a little bit. We could pull them on a trailer.
Yes, but make trailer quite easily.
You guys talking, looking over, Cork's beginning to rock by into it and slapping it over his hand. Not unless I tell you to.
So I guess, we'll be like chatting over this as we're like packing everything and probably, not the project for today, but we can still like make plans for it.
It's the first week of the rest of your lives. You both have 2 XP actions to break kayfabe here. Where would you like to spend these XP actions? These are like spotlights. You get to spotlight parts of your life that you want this session to focus on. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be linear in order for what we're doing right now. It doesn't have to do anything with this scene that we just did. I was just setting up Utopia, giving you guys your first kind of baby's first chore on an alien world with a giant purple screaming hole in the sky.
Yeah.
I'll probably first trigger my quest flavor of having geeky discussion with fellow hobbyists, talking with Trig about, these here mechanics.
Right? Bam. XP in pot. That's once per chapter. Done. Look at that. Head of the game.
Yeah.
You're so close to being superior God King 5, you can practically taste it. Yeah, this was clearly you guys geeking out over the tech as you look over the ride pod.
Yep. And Trig's whole world has kind of just literally crashed onto this planet. And Trig has really no skill or idea how to deal with that. So she is mostly just running around trying to disassemble or hold on to everything she can get her hands on.
Anything people don't need.
Anything people don't need or don't miss, or she was told no, she couldn't take that off the wall when the ship was all in one piece.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Do you want to look at that? Should we do that? Should we do that as a thing that's focusing on as your XP action?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So you're taking stuff off the wall in the ship, which is fine. They're stripping a lot of bits out of the ship right now because they have to recycle all the circuit boards, all the transistors, all that stuff. They can't just keep it on the wall anymore. It doesn't serve a function. The ship broke in two. Mm-hmm. It's never going back up.
Yeah.
So, what does that look like? What does you stripping something out of the ship for your own little collection conceptually is?
Trig is going to be looking for anything that would be overlooked. So everybody is going to be busy pulling all the big stuff off, so all the big pieces of equipment, control panels, all that other kind of stuff. But there's going to be all sorts of little components that are left in there. Electrical bits, servos, motors, gears, things that
The sockets themselves.
Yeah, the things that don't themselves do anything, but Trig can put together into something useful.
All right. So, sounds like you're making an intention over a long period of time to accumulate some of these desirable bits for your hobby.
Yep.
So, what is your most relevant skill to this?
Engineering, absolutely.
What do you got for engineering?
Engineering, I have got spatial
I
reasoning.
mean, the number.
Oh, 4.
4?
Oh, sorry.
3.
3. Sorry, yes, 3.
I was being facetious. I knew the number. I was just for the listeners.
Yes.
All right. So, on the intention chart that we have for Chuubos, 3 and below covers do something correctly, impress people around you. But I think 4, do something effective, something that moves you closer to your goal, sounds more your speed. Or maybe even 5, do something productive, something that makes your life better. I also apply to this.
I think 4 probably for this one.
Well, you have 8 will.
Mhm.
And will can be spent in a certain way. You can spend 1 will, 2 will, 4 will, 8 will.
Yeah.
Will resets at a chapter, almost certain. And when you complete an intention, you get a willpower refund of, I think, 1. I think that's exactly what happens.
Okay, so if I spend 2, I would get refunded 1.
Exactly.
Okay, no, that's smart.
We should print out that intention chart at some point. I should do that next time I come here. Just have it big. Or even just having a whiteboard hung up where I can just when I used to run games in person back in the day, I had a blackboard in a university theater, amphitheater.
Fire me PDFs for that. I can print them up on large.
Sure. But I used to have a blackboard. I'd be standing in front of the group when we're playing. I'd be tapping at things, writing stuff out, checking off days to doomsday. Man, those truly were the days. Those days fucking sucked, by the way, listeners. Those people I gamed with sucked.
You can do it all digitally.
Right? Digital style.
Anyway, here's
So-
your
You're going to throw 2 willpower into this intention to make it, level 5?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really think there's any obstacle towards this that could possibly get in your way. So, yeah, you can claim everything from 5 down. It makes your life better. It moves you to your goals. It impresses people around you. It impacts the world. And it makes you happy.
Mhm.
You can choose not to take any of those 5. You can choose to say it didn't make you happy. That's in your power.
Oh no! This is the most grounding thing Trig has done since this ship crashed landed on the planet.
All right. You can do 2 things at once, basically. So that one intention is socketed.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind that's going. I feel like it's going to wrap itself up pretty quickly. Like, it's not like a one and done thing. You have to spend time on this. This is going to take time to scope things out, understand what it is, disassemble, make sure no one's watching, get it back if someone takes it away from you because you have to make a case to adults. There are steps along here that aren't just pull thing off the wall.
Yeah.
Do you want to know this at all, Pete? You 2 are allowed to burst in whatever you want, and I highly recommend it, or else, we found when we were doing Glitch those rough times that if you don't just kind of jump in, you're not going to spend your XP actions.
Got it.
Okay, no, sure, I can come in here and start helping out by climbing out this wreck of a hull or getting into some more precarious places and help strip things.
Between your monkey skills and Trig just being a twig of a girl, I think we're getting into all of the nooks and crannies that most of the adults have overlooked.
Jeffrey's tubes.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. The different parts of the ship that are all kind of set up that way. And I have questions about shared action, the XP action. Does it count for you or Pete? Because Pete's the one sharing it with you, isn't he? I've already hit the first roadblock.
Well, I don't think any of my goals will be triggering here, so whatever goals will be triggering for Trig would be, what it gets covered. I might be doing some kind of quest flavors for that if it works with me. like, I don't know, like me putting work into a hobby and so on. But I've already triggered my quest flavor, so this chapter I don't need anything extra.
Fair enough. I just want to... Can we pause?
Sure thing. Let me.
Brief pause.
And we're back.
And we're back. So, Trig, you're working through your goal of, going through the ship, throwing parts out. Pete, you want to come on in as Digi to assist. You're also interested in this?
Yeah.
Just crash on in. Where would you be when he comes on in?
Trig is going to be halfway into some console somewhere, legs sticking out the bottom, and just hands coming out to grasp at tools are the only things you can see of her.
Yeah, so the Stratospheric was not a colony ship. It was like a yacht. So the room you're in, the function for it, you don't know anymore, but it did have a console in it, and people just used it for storage, and the console was useful to have a console there if you ever needed a console there. Probably an entertainment thing or something. So, yeah, that's the room. You're in there. You're pulling the screen out. No one's going to notice. No one uses this room. They're already pulling the boxes out.
Yeah.
That's a perfect place to set this up.
Sure.
So, yeah, you're in there. Tools out, arms deep in. And it's up to you two now.
Well, I guess maybe even find DG as you pull some console out. He's really deeper in the inside of the ship. Also putting there like, oh, hey.
Hey, how's it going? It's good pickings in here if you want to come in and actually find something.
Yeah, sure. I'll just pushing the console from the behind and drops it out. Okay, so what are we looking for?
Anything that we can get away with getting our hands on. Honestly, I have got no clue what to build at this point, because what functions do a planet need?
Probably something practical. We need the basics. Like, I don't know.
What are the basics of living on a planet?
Chopping wood? I don't know.
I've seen people try to chop wood. They leak water.
Yeah.
And they're soft.
I guess we could build some sort of pneumatic wood splitting machine, but don't think there's anything in here that's going to build that.
What else could we do then? So look at what's in here. Okay, display panel won't be that useful.
A display panel could be useful. If we could scrounge together a few more parts, we could probably get ourselves together a net terminal that wouldn't technically be listed on anything.
Okay, but how will that be practical for what the planet needs? Oh, we do have some strats over here. We could use that for something more basic.
Yeah, we could use the struts. We could use any of that. But what are we going to put it to purpose?
First, ask Kombucha what would be useful. You probably know. Some more hands-on, outdoorsy type.
You look out the porthole window. You see him there bouncing a ball on his head.
That guy knows what he's doing.
Beside him is Korg, who's staring straight up into the sky, mouth open in horror.
Mouth open in horror, raining into his mouth.
We could build a roof for Korg so that whatever that is isn't getting into his mouth.
Like a hat?
A hat. Or some sort of vestibule.
You sit here listing off things to be practical for a place you've never been before, for a scenario you don't understand, in a circumstance that is impossible for you to possibly comprehend.
Yeah.
And it all just seems to be going in circles around just chatting about your friends. This truly was the hanging out of hanging outs.
Maybe at the end we'll just make an axe out of some stuff plating and the girders over here.
It sounds like you want that screen, though. Screen seems to be, you seem to have fixated on it.
Yeah, and the screen, Trig definitely wants the screen.
Well, you guys continue talking about your friends, I imagine, and, the different things that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
Pull that screen out. I think that's the entire kind of event. You get what you want. You get those parts and probably others, unless you guys want to take a look at other parts around the ship.
I mean, that's a good start. Something useful, something clever.
Yeah.
How much will we have? What will we get out of this?
How much do you get out of this? You both get
Something
an
productive, effective, do something correctly, accomplish a task. Yeah, the intentions, right?
Yeah, the intention's 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, it meaningfully moves you towards your goal.
Yep.
And I think this might trigger things for your hobby thing because it's all about, geeking out with a hobby or seeing like a store full of your hobby stuff. There are many ways this can be triggering things on your sheets we'll look at later.
Yeah.
As the listeners well know from the intro, we are in the very baby bird stages here trying to get this all organized.
Yeah, probably there will be major goal of becoming involved in the fan project for creating, modifying distribution, and building upon the things of this hobby. But probably that'll be once we actually do something with the skill, they just gather things once we actually have something.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. I could agree with that. But you get to both mark off an XP, which I'll just throw into the pot.
Yeah.
And yeah, look at that. XP action for the both of you. Shared reaction and shared action.
Woo!
Huzzah.
So we round table again. So you started, Pete joined in. Pete, what does your character have? What is Digitrade doing?
Well, might as well go on that expedition then.
An expedition.
Yeah.
Smash cut. We're already in the colony outskirts. Is there a track for that?
Probably this was an outside track.
Inland Gray. Maybe it's that. Is that anything? Oh,
There we go.
well, that's
It's something.
Yeah, all right. I like that track. You are further than you've ever been from the stratospheric. If you were this far from the stratospheric only a few days ago, you would be dead because you'd be in the cold, empty, fathomless void of space. Probably your heat-trapping corpse moving towards the Vertumna world. But you're not. Instead, you're the furthest away you've ever been from the place you were born in the history of your entire life. It's over there on the horizon. Probably a good hour drive in the ride pod.
Yeah.
The ride pod is not fast, but it is all terrain, and that's kind of the most important thing.
Uh-huh.
So you're able to go pretty far ahead, and not a lot of time. Court, who is also all terrain, follows behind. He does truly never seem to get tired. Like, this isn't your first expedition. You've gone out a bit and seen him work. He doesn't get tired. You've seen him hauling like rocks and metal and scrap and stuff from the crash straight across for like an hour straight and never breaking. So, yeah, looks like he really doesn't need that ride pod. And of course, that's on his back.
With unlike information, it's just a character sheet. Code doesn't get tired.
You can lock it on the little display guy. Yeah, I should be giving out fucking kudoses. Cussing kudoses. It's hard. Swear a lot. But yes, you're in the field. The crash site has scarred the landscape of this kind of valley that the stratosphere came down onto. There's been burning debris and probably irradiated material all around that's been slowly gathered up and being put through processing and decontamination. Mm-hmm. But this far out, it's fields. Like, not perfect fields. Some clear cuttings had to happen in the last couple of days just to kind of field it out a bit more. It looks like there's attempts being made to cultivate or to like just get a handle on growing on a planet.
Yeah.
So it's not like big successful farms. It's more like these are plots being sort of played with. The geoponics staff are working around the clock. They're, out of all the staff, you found it shocking that their department is like the most industrious. It seems like they're working triple shifts. So hey, they're serious about this job. They've put up a bunch of geodesic domes halfway through this week.
Yeah, I mean, probably there'd be like sampling the soil, seeing what, or all the plants, seeing what's like, edible / useful / something.
Yeah, Fluorescence, the head of the geoponics division, she had you guys go out to various areas on a map and like just go in, drill, grab core samples, and just kind of move on through. So that's kind of been your day. You're practically wrapped up early. You might have a little bit of work left, but yeah, you're out. You're away. There are trees everywhere. There are insects. There are critters you can hear. Moving water. The wind. There's sunlight changing because clouds will go in front of the sky of one of the suns at different angles. It's a strange place. A lot of spores and pollen.
Look at Autocolonists selling food to the creation. I hate this.
Yeah, very much like an Autochthonian on creation. This sucks. So, what are you up to, Pete? What is Digitrade doing?
Probably going to some like trees, climb them, seeing what you can get like off the ground. It's like harder to get for normal people, I guess.
Fair enough. You can do that. You are a monkey.
Yep.
What's your goal? What are you looking for? What drives you in this moment?
I guess it's like, okay, we've been given the task of going out, seeing what's there. So he's trying to like, get some stuff that people might miss, oversee, or whatever. So like, try to just do the job of like, being the expedition team and.
Okay. Well, from your vantage point in the tree, and with that in mind, you could probably find something no one else has found. Do you want to throw some willpower and intention at it? Because, like, I give you whatever it is you take from that action list, and like all of your skills here are well within the realm of your skills, so there's not like I have to give you any obstacles.
Okay, so
because like because like you could just be like, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to fail. And it's like, let me give you that. Yep.
So, I guess here my bond will be coming in where I always find more.
Yeah, sure.
After that, my monkey skill of 3.
5. You get a free 1 from willpower. That could be 6, or you can go higher if you want.
Well, are bonds 2?
Bonds are 2.
2. Okay, so 5. Productive. Let's see.
Yeah. We also all have a skill with each other called a connection skill for like each player.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Social link thing.
That's 5. Oh, sure. Well, might as well go out. I'll spend 4 will on that.
Jiminy Christmas.
To do a 9 out of this. So 5 is really productive, really effective. Looks dang good.
It was never meant to go that high. 9. Do the right thing for some fuzzy definition of right, and then everything below it. Really productive. Makes your life a lot better. Moves you a lot closer to your goals. Okay, fine. Sure. You see something in the distance from the tree line that is clearly like glinting, like it's giving off like a shine, not like water and not like shiny rocks, something that could be ship part related. Mm-hmm. And shiny parts of the ship mean that they didn't get carbon scored when they crashed, because carbon scoring would dull that shine. So that is clearly the right thing to do for a fuzzy definition of right.
Yeah.
A ship part no one's noticed. Only you've noticed. Not even the drones, because the drones don't have human eyes. They could have seen that shine and just ignored it, because that's not what they were programmed for. The drones are not smart.
Hey, Trig, I think we have something we can use ourselves here.
Colin turns to you. What did he say?
He said that there's something in the tree?
He's in the tree.
Oh, that's what it must have been then.
Yeah, you're in the tree, buddy. We can see ya. Remember, Colin's your leader.
Yeah. I tossed some fruit at him like a ball.
He catches it expertly because he is very good at catching ball-shaped objects, and he puts it in the little trailer.
Superior sportsman skill.
Right? It's like, good job, buddy. That was an excellent throw. You're doing so well. He's your age.
That's fine. He's making to do sports ball.
He hangs out a lot in the creche with his younger siblings and all the other creche kids that Antecedent takes care of or gave birth to.
Well, he's someone with a lot of energy just to wear all those kids down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 90% of his job.
Hey, we should probably go check out the trees over in which direction again?
He points with multiple of his limbs, yeah.
What's he saying?
He said it looks like there's more fruit in that direction.
I think we got enough fruit, don't we? Do you think we should go get more, buddy?
Yeah, I think we should get more.
Well, all right. Okay, sure. Let's do it then, All right. Pack it all up. Let's get the ride pod going.
Finger guns.
So you're leading them towards the shiny thing?
Yep.
Not telling Calm it's a shiny thing?
Nope.
Perfect. That makes sense to me. All right. Good half an hour of driving. Calm's like, you're going a bit off the path here, but I don't think you told me. It's not that bad. You can still see the column.
Yeah. We know where it is. We can see the haze of the lights.
Yeah, all right. So you guys have to go around a small little lake that looks like it shouldn't be there, but you don't really know lakes that well, but whatever. And you just kind of skirt around it, and there's something shiny nearby. It's a big, drawn-in square-line section of metal that doesn't look like anything like the stratosphere. It's
This is like
coppery colored, maybe bismuthy with that iridescence to it, and shiny and halfway embedded in the ground. Doesn't look like anything you've ever seen on the stratosphere before.
this is weird. I've never seen anything like this on the stratosphere before.
Maybe sort of internal part that dislodged somewhere where you couldn't see.
Maybe.
Colin walks up and puts his hand on it. No, it'd be warm with radiation scoring if it was. It's not warm.
It's weird. I wonder what it's made out of.
Ding, 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 ding. They went full start banging at it.
Yeah, you do a hardness check. I think that's the first thing you do with stuff like this. You test the hardness of it.
No. First thing Trig has done is she's pulled a magnet out of her pocket and is seeing if it's ferrous.
The magnet stops being ferrous after you put it to it.
Okay, that is really bleeping weird.
And your tool is not strong enough to damage it or even take a sample. You can take a sample of the crust that's built up onto it, what you would assume would be some sort of mechanic similar to oxidization that is undergoing. But that doesn't seem to be made up of the core components of the mineral itself. It just seems to be a patina that has solvent sort of chemically grown onto it because it's there and it's doing something to the area. So it's not like you've been able to take off some of it. But what you do break off of that patina, it is also strange. Should go in a sample case somewhere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, since you got that intention at 9, I'm going to kind of head a little bit here when you start prodding around at it. There's a lot of strange designs on it that don't look natural, like glyphs, like repeating patterns with intent.
Okay. That looks really weird.
What do you guys got there?
I do have creativity. By the figuring out how this pattern repeats, I guess, or what it could all mean.
You can't. You could. We could do a whole thing where you try to do it and go through obstacles and stuff. But you just burned most of your will.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'll be able to hit that with the obstacle I'll throw at you for this.
Yeah.
You were not deciphering the language of the ancient ones today. But you're able to handedly confirm that this is an intentional object you have discovered.
So are those markings indented as in
Carved.
Carved, okay. So that's
Machined precision.
That means we can take some sort of rubbing.
Yeah, we can take a rubbing of it.
You guys are doing that. Com takes out his camera, takes a picture of it. It's that's a good idea, guys.
One day we won't have such tools, so we need to prepare for it.
That is exactly what Utopia said. That's right. You did it, bud. That's really smart.
What did we do? Drop on some sort of spaceship?
You're taking fucking chalk etchings like you're Indiana Jones fighting the Nazis.
I'm more a hands-on person, given that I have 4 hands.
It's fair. It's not wrong what you did. It's just Com would take a picture.
Look, I always have the right tool for the job, and this time chalk came up.
Susie? No.
Yeah, I don't remember using a photo thing in the Exocolonist game, so
They have photo things.
Oh yeah, I guess there will be that.
That's how Lum was able to show off how big a dick he had when he was doing the war stuff and saying how cool he was. You had to constantly film him. And he took selfies and put himself up on social media.
Yeah.
They had selfies. Mars has selfies.
Yeah, now I remember, if you sneak out early enough, and they're you hang out with this, they're you take photos of this. You won't be able to show it to anyone, whatever, because you're just sneaking out.
I mean, you guys got your hollow palms, and the hollow palms have a camera function with the headset thing you have. He didn't take out a phone. He has a thing on his ear. That you all have things on your ears that are the interfaces for your hollow palms. That bismuth crystal embedded into your hand that you should not pull out with a scalpel. don't you do it.
At the age of 33, it'll turn a different color. They will perform some ritual.
No one likes that movie. It's in poor taste on the stratospheric to watch Logan's Run.
Without those carvings in your face. You're so old.
But yes, you're able to document this find, and Calm kind of sits there. Goes into the glove box. Fires a flare. You know what? We should get an adult to look at this.
Yeah.
So as you guys are waiting for the adults to show up, Calm's going to hang out. Korg and Zet are quietly screaming at each other over there. They've walked away a bit. You guys have the whole find to yourselves before the adults come to take it away from you.
Okay. Trig is trying to figure out how, the shape of this thing.
It's buried. So clearly this corner that's sticking out is not the entirety of its beam.
It sounds like we have sort of weird geometry here.
It's like a corner sticking out.
Yeah, but then you
So the next question is, the next thing that Trig is doing is pouring over this. We can't scrape it. We can't cut into it. We can't dent it.
It seems to repel electron influences.
I mean, you do have a bond that you're always prepared, so you always have the right tool for the job. But
Exactly.
Invoke that bond with an intention.
Yeah. The bond is always prepared, and the intention is to find some way into this thing.
All right, so you're going to use your engineering skills. That's 3. Bond 2, 5. How much willpower are you spending?
I will spend
1, 2, 4, or 8.
how much did you spend last time?
I think 2. So
Spend 2.
You're down to 7.
Yeah, you get 1. Okay, so
Then I think I'm blowing 4 on.
4 is acceptable. So that's what, a 9?
Yeah.
You always have the right tool for the job, so you obviously do. So I'm not going to give you a tool bonus, but I should deal with any obstacles because this is exactly what this is supposed to be for. So, yeah, for a fuzzy definition of right, I think we can get you to do the right thing. You take out one of the fold-up cattle catcher components on the ride pod, invert it, and then with a pulley and stuff and Korg, kind of backhoe it a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of digging out as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Once Korg sees what you're doing, he stops whatever it is you think you're doing and just picks up the thing and just starts hacking at it with his own 2 hands. Instead of being do it! Faster, harder! Yes! Yes! It doesn't respect us, Korg! You have to know how to motivate these people. That's what a leader does. Korg's Calm's that's right, little buddy. That's exactly. Don't touch me. Jesus. Korg is able to excavate a fair amount of it before you are sure the adults will be here any moment. So it goes down a ways. He goes 3 Korgs deep, and Korg is at age 15, 6 feet tall.
Okay, so Korg
From foot to horn. Yeah.
Korg is 18 feet down.
Yeah. Smooth, like an obelisk, with depressions that are larger and a person could fit into that kind of go in Swiss cheese almost.
Oh, this hole was made for me.
It's very porous, but not in a natural way, in an intentionality way. Something was supposed to suck it into. The hole is as big as Korg when you get to the side of the metal. Korg can stand inside of the structure now with his hands touching the top and bottom, and it is a sphere that has been cut out of this thing. You're inside of it, for lack of a better word, not fully, but as Korg moves stuff out of the way and is sweeping around, this metal is under him now. Whatever this thing is, it continues to go. You've hit a bedrock of 18 feet in.
Yeah. This is, for lack of a better word, a building. It's a structure. It's something big.
Korg puts up his big hand.
Yeah.
It's man-made?
Yeah. For definitions of man, yeah.
I mean, laughing quietly.
maybe it's some weird nature stuff, because I've seen photos for some quartz crystals that were way bigger than people that just apparently naturally grew at one cave.
Calm points to his hand where the bismuth crystal is. Because bismuth just does that in nature.
Yeah.
Bismuth, right? Like,
That
it does that.
it does, but the patterns and the carvings had repetition and intentionality. They weren't just geometric shapes over and over again.
Zet's looking at it. He's very small compared to the whole thing. Does nature draw in straight lines like this?
I look at the bismuth. That's this kind of squarish.
But like this?
Yeah.
Because like water cuts things, right?
Yeah, water erodes things.
If it could erode this, it wouldn't have done it like this.
No,
Nothing would make the water do that. Even if the water here was like acid.
No, it would have worn smooth.
Yeah. Corey and Zed are at different times looking at different parts of it, and they're both moving in to lick it.
If
Colin
you
is looking at the sports ball and looking at the half spherical indentation. You know.
Might as well lick it.
No. Yeah, neither of them have anything to report other than that they did indeed do it. Cork's like, I don't think that we're here. Is that I was the first person to lick an alien artifact, so I'll be immortalized and it'll go on my tomb.
I wonder if that soccer ball will do anything.
Throws it in and just bounces out. It's a good thought. What if this was a sports-based culture?
Well, there was some trap, a little trigger on that, ball.
He already threw it and it bounced back at him.
Yeah.
What the hell are you kids doing down there? Oh, Utopia's here. She's looking down at you from the pit. Get out! Get out!
It's our thing. We found it. We found the thing.
Calm and Korg are getting out very fast. That doesn't have a choice. He's on Korg's back. Oh, you just started touching it? What, did you lick it too? Tarnation.
Doesn't react to soccer balls either.
If you kids pull a stunt like that again, you'll have yeed your last haw, I reckon.
There's more stuff like this?
Again, it's impossible to understand what she could possibly be meaning or saying. It's like a form of music when you speak to her. Utopia is very... it's a person you can really look up to. She's really persevered despite that speech impediment.
What is she, Texan?
She has that accent in the game. She actually is. She's Applejack. Like, you don't notice it at first, but yeah, they Applejacked the fuck out of her. She's Applejacked up. Applejacked the cuss out of her. Once you guys are away from the thing that could potentially give you all child bone cancer. Oh, this is pretty cool. What it wasn't dug out like this, I reckon, right? You guys did that?
Yeah, of course we did.
Okay, you took pictures before you did that, right?
Yeah.
And rubbings.
Oh, once. Mighty smart of you. Good job. Kudos. You're all going to get kudos, but you get one right then and there. All right, this is a thing we found. Don't come around here again. I'm going to get a team to take a look at it. It's probably nothing to tell other children about. All right? Are you old enough that I can tell you not to tell people about things if it might upset them? Or do I have to, threaten you?
Do you just not tell the little kids or any other kid?
I don't want you to tell anyone about this. This is an adult that specifically asked you about it and said that I told you to ask them.
Okay.
All right. Of course, Tonin asks. He's my boss, so you have to obey him. As with the rest of the council. Probably your parents, too. Don't lie to your parents, for that's a really bad precedent to set. You can lie to Seek. I'll let you lie to Seek if you promise not to tell anyone else. Seek can take one on the chin. Stars, what the hell is this?
Really hard.
These parts here look like they're drawings.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean really hard?
Oh, try and poke it with a stick.
Holopalm. Put up your holopalm. Gets your data from your tool.
For the demagnetic magnet.
Mars. All right, who found it first?
Me.
All right, cool. We're gonna call this when we call this something, when it goes into something, we'll call it the Digitrade site, crater, structure, anomaly, whatever it is.
The Digibelix.
Well, yeah, like a Digishape. You'll be named. You'll all be referenced. Good job, team. Don't touch things like this next time. Wait for the adult. But really good job. Outstanding work. Yep.
Does licking count as touching?
You're joking with me, right?
Oh, Zetling the first. He wants to be on the record.
You're betraying me!
You want to be known in the history books.
We must immortalize that, the first to lick it.
Zet dies, it'll be very sad. And then she tells you all to leave. She doesn't follow up with anything beyond, if Zet dies, it'll be sad. She just points at the ride pod and expects you all to get the hell out of there.
Oh, no.
Just rubbing her head. Waiting for other people to show up. Funnily enough, as your ride pod's heading out, one of the chariots comes on by, and you distinctly see Dr. Instance in the co-pilot seat. Rhett is driving. You know Rhett, chief of security, the guy who knows how to use guns. The guns that you have, that he's the only person that's allowed to touch on the ship for reasons. Yeah, that's a scene right there. You get your XP, both of you, from it, for sure. I'm sure there's flavor stuff in there we missed that we'll find later.
Uh-huh.
Like you both shared a thing. So, first week of the rest of your lives. You're both kind of faded into the background for this, so we can end out this chapter here, of course. Do we want to do each chapter a session, Pete? Or we just like slice them like that?
I think this might be good enough for the first sessions. As we try to get.
Well, I'm ready to keep going for like another set of another chapter just to kind of keep our toes in it while we're here, while we got the momentum going. But I mean, for podcasting, this could be season 1, episode 1, and then we'll do season 1, episode 2 right after this.
Sure, because.
All right, well, we'll cut here then. So, you'll pick up the pattern. All right, so with chapter 1 coming to a close, we see the, goddamn, transition from, what are we on? Dust, quiet, year 1, quiet, week 1, ends, and week 2 will then begin. So, I was Devin.
Yeah.
Natalie.
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.